talk on me talking about the commitment to excellence and the intersection of athletic discipline and AI business innovation. So first of all, who am I and why should you listen to me? I started a lot like some of you. At one point in my life, I was studying computer science in school, following the traditional path. I went to school for computer science, I graduated, I got a nice cushy job as a data scientist, making like 100K per year. Life was good. But you know the mistake I made? I had the skills, I had the technical skills, but I didn't have the habits to back it up. And that led me down a bad path in life. I ended up picking up bad habits, smoking, drinking, negative habits. And that ended up getting me fired from my job. And that forced me away from the traditional path. I had to forge my own path. I had to start my own business and make something for myself. And I had to do things from absolutely zero. With zero capital, I had zero handouts. I didn't go to a fancy school like MIT. I didn't work at Google. I didn't have any network connections who could get me a head start. I had to build things up from absolutely zero. So what did I do? I became an athlete. That taught me the skills to become successful in the business world. It taught me how to build a routine. It taught me habits. It taught me discipline. And through that, I was able to simultaneously manage working 3 different jobs and trying to bootstrap my own consulting business at the same time. And when I say that story of me getting fired and having to forge my own path, that was around 3 years ago. And in just 3 years since then, I've managed to scale and build a 7-figure business in just under 3 years. And that was all while competing as a national level athlete. So first thing I want to start everyone with, your level of success will never exceed your level of self-development. Take that in for a second. So I'm sure many of you are brilliant. You know how to code. You know math. But at the end of the day, what are you doing the rest of the time? The workday is only 8 hours a day. What are you doing the other 16 hours? Are you building yourself up? Are you building new skills? Are you learning? Or are you doing things that sabotage yourself? So what do you do when no one is watching? In the late nights and the early mornings, those are the times that actually count. To give a little bit about my daily routine, every single morning, I'm up at 3:30 in the morning, hitting a workout. By 5 in the morning, I'm in the gym. Late at night, when everyone is out of work, going to happy hours, whatever, I'm still in the office. I'm clocked in. I'm clocked in till like 10, 11 at night. And that's what sets me apart from the rest. I didn't have a silver spoon. I didn't go to MIT. I didn't work at Google. But I was able to scale incredibly fast because I was able to put in the extra mile that others aren't willing to. Second question I want you to ask yourself is, are you building habits or are you chasing the next shiny object? So especially in the AI world, there's so many new things coming out. There's new models coming out all the time, new advancements. Everyone's chasing after the shiny check, that VC check, thinking that's going to solve everything. But at the end of the day, those shiny objects are all temporary. And what will actually build you long, sustainable success isn't those shiny objects, but rather the consistent work that you're putting in on a day-to-day basis. And there are 4 main principles that I've learned from being an athlete that I've translated directly into success in the AI world. Number 1 is routine. Like I mentioned before, every single morning, I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. Number 2, use pain as a signal. This is a very important point, because no matter what your role is, we have some diverse people in the crowd, you're gonna face setbacks in your career. Maybe your code is not gonna work. Your project's not gonna get the results that you hope for. Maybe you'll get fired from a job like I did. At the end of the day, each of those negative situations is an opportunity for growth. But what do the majority of people do? When they face painful scenarios, they don't use it as growth scenarios. The majority of people try to numb the pain. They try to numb the pain through use of things like alcohol, drugs, junk food, whatever the vice may be. So the main thing I want you all to leave this talk with is Use that pain, use those setbacks as opportunity for growth, and that's gonna set you apart from your competition. Third principle, visualization. I know exactly where I'm gonna be 10 years from now. I'm gonna be building the next unicorn AI startup. And I know exactly the steps that it's gonna take me to get there. So it's easy for me to make decisions on the current day because I have that clear as day vision in my mind, and every single action that I'm taking right now is getting me a step closer to there. So if you haven't done this already, paint that picture for yourself. Where are you gonna be 10 years from now? Because the same AI models, job, whatever that you're doing today, is probably not gonna exist 10 years from now. So you need to create that long-term vision for yourself and keep remembering that every moment of every day. And last thing I wanna touch on is mastering the fundamentals. Because like I mentioned before, it's not about chasing the shiny objects, not about chasing the new AI model, new VC check that's coming out there. It's about mastering your day-to-day routine. And that's what will get you further than your competition. So let's talk a little bit about my routine as an athlete as well as a tech founder. So I'm sure maybe some of you are wondering, like I came to a tech conference, why is this guy talking about fitness? It's because, you know what I've noticed so much in the tech field? So many people are neglecting this extremely important aspect of self-development. When you focus on your fitness, healthy body leads to a healthy mind. What does a healthy mind lead to? Better quality decisions on a day-to-day basis. More output during your workday. And if you think that what I'm saying is not important and you shouldn't be working on these things, I guarantee you, your competition is working on these things. At the end of the day, we're living in an extremely competitive field. Right now, the AI industry is booming. There's billions of dollars being pumped into the industry. But the brutal truth is, 90% of these AI startups are gonna fail. And if you're not doing these things, your competition is. So as an athlete, what do I do? Every single morning, up at 3:30. As a tech founder, every single day, having check-ins with my team. As an athlete, I'm tracking, obsessed with the numbers, tracking every calorie to the T. And as a tech founder, I'm also obsessed with the numbers, tracking all my KPIs, my sales metrics on a day-to-day basis. As an athlete, extreme consistency. I'm training 7 days a week. As a tech founder, same thing. I'm building my skills 7 days a week, whether that's building my skills on the technical side, coding, on the sales side, or the marketing side. Every single day is an opportunity for growth. And last thing, as an athlete, setbacks are normal. There are competitions that I've lost. There's times I've gotten injured. But every single time, I was able to learn from them and push forward. And on the same time, on the business side, I've gotten rejected from thousands of jobs over the years. I've gotten rejected in thousands of sales calls that I really wanted. But every single time, never let that stop me. Use that as an opportunity for growth and kept pushing forward. And my routine speaks for itself. I've built enterprise-grade AI projects in so many different industries, from finance, healthcare, education, and I've generated millions of dollars in revenue for the clients I've worked with. These are just a couple of the clients that my consulting company has built projects for. Merck, Anaconda, I'm sure a bunch of you have heard of Anaconda, and FitMatch AI. Each one, myself and my team, have built various AI solutions for them that have delivered millions of dollars in revenue. So I've talked a lot about myself and my routine, but what can you all take from this talk and apply to your own lives? First of all, discipline is your unfair advantage. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, like I mentioned, there are some people who are naturally gifted in coding, naturally gifted at sales, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, the one who puts in that extra mile, who's willing to put in the early mornings, the late nights, work on weekends, those are the people who are going to go farther. And while we're all at this conference, at the end of the day, we're all going to go home at the end of the day. And what are you going to do when you're all alone at home? Are you going to use that time to build yourself further? Or are you going to use that to succumb to more distractions and vices? The choice is only up to you. What do you do in the dark when no one else is watching? And secondly, it's all about the reps. If you do anything thousands and thousands of times, I guarantee you'll be one of the best. Of all the people in the conference, how many people do you think have built 1,000 different AI projects? I guarantee you very few. But those who are willing to put in that extra mile and actually put in the numbers, they'll be the top 1% of that field. It doesn't matter where you start. If you're putting in more volume than your competition, you are going to end up better than your competition. And third thing I want to mention is you got to focus on all aspects of your self-development. In all the talks I've been hearing through this conference, everyone is talking about the technical side of things, which is great. I love coding, I love AI. But at the end of the day, you can't neglect the other aspects of yourself. Your fitness, your relationships, your faith. These have as much or an even greater impact on your eventual career success than just focusing on your technical skills. So the last thing I want to leave you all with is realize that excellence is never owned, it's rented, and that rent is due every single day. Thank you. All right, so here's my QR code to connect with me. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll be hanging around the conference all day, so feel free to talk to me anytime.